The year is 1167. King Henri Plantagenet of Aragon has come back to court in Angers following his tour of his new holdings in Iberia. Much was learned and much was gained during this long trip that saw him going basically through most of central and southern France into northern Spain and back again. He saw who would be pliable and who would be a little bit more problematic down in Aragon's original ancestral lands. And as such, he will have to make decisions accordingly, also dealing with some of the, let's say, more pesky and problematic subjects back home. Hey everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel and Crusader Kings 3 with the Angevin. As always, thank you so much for your continued support of this series. I know it's a little, I say, monotone on the channel right now. A lot of this and not a lot of other stuff. Other stuff's going to come. I'm just dealing with some very busy times right now, but I want to make sure that this series is kind of the hallmark right now, and then other stuff coming in future as well. As always, likes are much appreciated. And if you are curious about how to support the channel any further, links are in the description to Patreon, which I am working on to add a few other things to. So, now, first things first, notice up here we've got 2,900 prestige. We've also got 15 unread messages. We've got a lot to get through here. So we're going to look internally, and then we're going to look at these English holdings here and see if we can just push the English completely out of France. We've got a number of people we can pardon here. I'm not going to do that at this point in time, and of course, we can also imprison a lot of people. We're not going to do that either. Now, if we look at Count Thibault, we can bump up his tax contribution. We will use that. I mean, there's really not much there. Instead, I think what we're going to do is bump up his levy contribution and change that. So we're going to modify that vassal contract to benefit us in times of war. We're also going to look at our military here real quick and do a few upgrades. We can, of course, increase the size dramatically here, but we're gonna change a few things before we head into future encounters. We have another men-at-arms regiment that we can add here. So let's see, what do we have? We've got plenty of pikemen here. We can... we're going to destroy that regiment. So we have pikemen, we have light footmen, and we have light horsemen. So, what do we not have? We do not have bowmen. So we are going to create archers here. And with them, we can station them. We could station them all the way down in Zaragoza, which really... I don't want to station them all the way down there. So we're not going to... They're going to be unstationed right now. We also... What else can we do here? We can add... we've got light horsemen, we've got armored footmen, light footmen. If we take a look here... Our light footmen, so these skirmishers, they've got bonuses in forest, taiga, and jungle. If we look at armored footmen, they've got no terrain effects, but they are significantly more powerful when it comes to toughness and damage. So we can add that. Then also we've got light horsemen who have negative effects in wetlands, deserts, mountains, hills, and drylands. If we take a look at armored horsemen, we've got wetlands, desert, mountains, hills, negative, drylands, and plains. And these are significantly more powerful. So we will definitely be adding some armored horsemen. Then here we've got the mangonels. We also have onagers or onagers. I think we'll just keep up with these guys. We'll actually increase the size we have there and then upgrade in a few other areas as well. So I spent a good amount of money here. What I've done now is we've got our armored horsemen and armored footmen. Armored horsemen are as of yet unstationed. We can station them in Blois. That's about all we can do with them. I think actually what we're going to do is we're going to station these guys in Blois. We're going to leave them unstationed just for right now. Not overly concerned there. We are going to bump up our sizes here a little bit. So that's eaten a good amount of change here, but upgrading our military forces, which is also something that was advised by the Council of the Comments in previous episodes, so that is definitely something we did. And we still have almost 500. We're going to go back to 500. I mean, we're making so much coin here every month that I'm not really worried about that. Once our military is back up to snuff and the winter has kind of come and gone, winter is not a great campaign season, we're going to start looking at taking lands here in Maine and Sablé. The other thing we're going to do here, we are going to finally reform the Angevin culture and add the chanson de geste, something a few episodes ago I mistakenly got rid of. So what you get here allows culture to unlock the valet innovation in the late medieval era, the poet trait has additional bonuses, martial education traits are more valued, aspiring blade master traits have additional bonuses, craven and content traits are looked down upon. So, actually, now looking at that, I'm not entirely sure I want to do that. To be perfectly honest, simply because, of course, Henri himself is craven. So that would be something that kind of hurts him very, very directly. So, would this then be something he would do as someone who's not really much of a fighter? Would have made more sense previously, of course. I don't think he would do that. I mean, for the greater good of the house, probably would. And you know, you're not aware of your traits as character. That's something to ponder on. But continuing the legacy of what his father wanted, and he would have shared that with him. You know, we're gonna do it. It's not great, doesn't benefit us, but we're gonna establish that tradition, the chanson de geste, and that'll take a few years. So we've reformed, and now are back on track where that's concerned. I've arrived in Angers to pay homage to you, glorious king, as a show of my loyalty. I bring you rich gifts worthy of your majesty as a token of my goodwill and servitude. Countess Catherine of Eu? Of you? Show Countess Catherine in at once. Scraping me. No, that's fine. Welcome to court. Taking the knee. I wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of Countess Catherine, who is soon announced and ushered before me. She kneels in deference as attendants bring forth her gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken, and scribes record her pledges to serve Kingdom of Aragon. At last, I bid the Countess arise, confirming my satisfaction and Catherine's rights to the lands she rules in my stead. I accept your generous gift, Countess Catherine. Okay, we gain 6 court grandeur, 150 prestige, 50 gold. And the Anjou dynasty gains 150 renown. Very, very nice. So once again, we are dealing with this lady here. She's got sizable military with her allies as well. She's allied with Count Abli, Count Sancerre, and Countess Leonore the Compassionate of Rethel. Once our military is fully up to snuff, we're going to revoke her titles, which means we're going to have an uprising on our hands, and then we'll have a little bit of a fight. In the meantime, I have seen that our relationships with the Castilian king have been increased and improved. So we're going to see here what the marriage arrangement would now look like with Prince Folk. Oh no, it's no longer available. That's a shame. Plus, his remaining children are dwarves, and there would be no alliance to be had. Infante Lorenzo, he's the son. Where was the daughter? Was that her? Ah, she's betrothed. She's betrothed to a... really not much of anybody here. That's a shame. Well, we're going to have to look for other avenues here of improving what we can do with the Castilians. There's really not much else here. No, that's unfortunate that kind of went away. In the meantime, we are going to take a look here. Al-Andalus would be one to expand into here eventually as well. Then we've got some other kingdoms down here. But continuing on, not just letting Castile take over all of Iberia, but also start carving out this coastal region here and basically continuing on the Reconquista of Spain. Now, England right now, King Ralph is losing. He is defending against Duke Wolfmare of Northumbria, the Duke for Duke Albert's claim on the Kingdom of England. See, once again, that faction, the dissolution faction, keeps, appearing and disbanding. We're just going to ignore that for right now. Experimentation. And just slightly more of this one would not come out completely, Giraud tells me. Our volunteer, Jourdain, is almost completely out of it. Giraud starts putting away the bottles. Unfortunately, I believe this might be all our subjects capable of tonight. This has been most insightful. So, Jourdain does not like us, obviously, but we get experimental poisons for 10 years, so hostile scheme powers, +5. Very, very insightful indeed. Thank you so much. It has come to my attention that a lawless fugitive, Leili, has been staying in your court. Hand them over to meet my justice, and I will remember your cooperation for many years. Amir al-Amwara of Al-Andalus. She's a dishonorable villain. I would say she is my guest, and I will not hand her over to you. Absolutely not. Al-Andalus, you are on my radar, you cannot forget. And we will continue to look for opportunities where you are concerned. Let's start looking here as for opportunities to expand our holdings in Spain as well. So let's see about looking for a claim here along the coast. Convert faith and county. Where are we converting the faith? Oh, here. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll continue that. No, we're going to fabricate a claim. That's what we're going to focus on here. Promote culture. I mean, it's a slow and tedious process to get the culture accepted in multiple places. If we look at our Angevin culture right now, it's slowly expanding, slowly but surely. very slowly but surely. But we're slow. We're getting there. All right, let's take a look at England here real quick. King Albert of England is now on the throne. See, he's allied with a baron and the King of Wales. So that would be a pretty sizable force they could bring to bear in the field, being raided right now. If we look here, and if we would declare a war, we edge them out. We definitely edge them out, and calling in our allies would most certainly help, but I'd prefer to do it at a time where the English are at war elsewhere. So maybe not just yet. As far as going to war with France, that's just not an option. All right, the loathsome King Henri. We have been burdened with your oppressive laws for far too long. No more. We are done paying your taxes. No. Never. Peasants' lot is to serve the Lord. All right, we will be raising our troops, and it is time to call in some allies. It's time to raise our troops and then head south and take on this rebel rabble. There we can see the rebels are moving. Our southern French allies are already mobilizing. Ideally, they will take care of them very, very quickly. See, they're heading up south. Are they actually coming to take the war to us? That's an interesting approach. So let's see where those rebels are heading. Yeah, they are making landfall. Okay, so we are going to head down there, and we will crush them. Our allies, Armagnac, has already engaged with them and destroyed them, and we will enforce the demands. So be it. And that was a really quick revolt. And needless to say, something like this will happen very soon again. Just waiting a little bit longer for our military to be completely rebuilt. Provisional catastrophe. The morning chorus of twittering birds accompany me down to the cellar. The light of dawn giving way to gloomy darkness lit only by sputtering lamps. I yawn and stretch as I go, my feet padding across the floorboards. Once my eyes adjust to the lack of light, a culinary tragedy is unveiled by them. Apple cores, scattered crumbs, bones flensed clean of the meat. In shock, I look around the entire room, but everywhere my eyes land, they find yet more evidence. Suddenly, in the corner, I see a soft, contented burp. If you enjoyed the cellar, you'll love the dungeon. Biltrude? I mean, you don't really mean anything to us. My treat, I guess. No, you'll enjoy it. You lose 30 stress because you're greedy, 15 stress because... No. Are you kidding me? Off. A curse undone. The twists and turns of fate have not always been to my advantage. God knows that I was cursed the day I met Countess Eleanor. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. Fate has smiled upon me and brought that rattling Bampot to her grave. Okay, speaking of graves, got a few here. So we've got our guy who was the rebel leader, and we will execute him. This guy, it's not terribly bad. What we do here, you can demand conversion and recruit and gain a weak hook. No, okay, that's a little bit too much. Take the vows. Ooh, yeah, let's do that. Just to make him rue the day. That's kind of funny. Cosmin, there's really nothing to this guy, so I think we will let him go. He's Orthodox Serbian. I don't even know what he was doing here. We'll gain a weak hook and call it a day, and for her, we can let her go for a hook. You know what? Not yet. Not yet. Away, Mephistopheles. As I pass the doorway of a room, I can hear a raised voice, one verging on anger. Double back, and an unusual scene confronts me. Eleonora is standing towering above my son Fulk, berating him even as my wife throws another book on top of the fire, crackling in the hearth. You'll not be reading any more of this impure filth, she roars, condemning another book to the flames. No child in my household will suffer from Satan's influence. Pick up Count Severi's About Warfare from the pile Eleonora has marked for destruction the exact same moment she grabs it as well. Well, anything to keep the peace. Cease this at once. This child must learn. Yeah, he's not much of a scholarly fellow, and he's a bit craven, and his wife does scare him a little bit. So no. My liege, have you heard what they call you? My courtier Gaucher says to me while stretching. They call you King Henri the Monk. Spectacular, is it not? It's on the lips of peasant and noble alike. A cause for celebration, I think, Gaucher exclaims with a cheery tone. I can get used to this name. The Monk? Okay. Rogier has a claim on the Duchy of Toulouse. He is at my court. Huh. We have some French claims for the Monk. King Henri the Monk. That's interesting. One area I am looking at are the succession laws. I'd like to change that to high partition, change the law, but we do not have the heraldry innovation. So we do have innovations that have taken place. So land grants, fabricate claim on county, councilor task speed goes up. Heraldry, this would be much more important to focus in on at this point. Who knows, we've got some low county control. Our alliance with Toulouse has expired. So we are going to increase the county control here in Zaragoza. Very important. And now we will have to look at what options we have in terms of further alliances. Because our alliances have now been weakened for sure. In the meantime, this countess just keeps aggravating me, and we will remove her here very, very soon. And our bishop has found a claim. See it done. Oh, looks like England is caught up in a civil war again. King Ralph II the Feeble is trying to get his land back. My last chance, Zebet, has decided that his time in Angers has come to an end. The servants have packed all his chests, and he has said his farewells. That's fine. May your journey be swift and safe. Goodbye. All right, so with the English now going to war internally, we are going to move closer, and we are going to go to war with England at this point for our claims. But first, exotic arms. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of French peddlers purport to have brought Soninki objects, that's probably completely mispronounced, said to have come from the faraway court of a great ruler, Magandinka of Ghana, no less. Abel, the leading trader, grinned starkly. I have seen your burnished mail part with it, and I will give you this one-of-a-kind axe. I look to Slavko for guidance. I cannot recommend this work, my liege. The hammer dents arm wistful. I suppose I could part with it. No, I'm greedy. Ha! Nope, not going to do that. So now we are going to declare war for our claims, and we're going to go for men first. And we will raise our armies, and we will bring in our allies. Tidbits from far away, visiting the local market. A merchant from a faraway land catches my attention. Come closer, my lord. Marvel at treasures never before seen in these lands. Must be interesting traveling as much as you do. She will tell me what she knows. Should cover both the trinket and the information. At 200? No, I am greedy. Tell me what you know. Okay, let's call in some of our allies. Let's start with our brother, and then the Count of Bourbon, the Duke of Armagnac, and the Duchess of Auvergne as well. Could call in some members of our dynasty from all the way up in Pomerania. Lusignan, sure, why not? But we're not going to worry about those just yet. Instead, we are going to combine our forces and march into Men and finally get these lands back. Our grandeur level has decreased. That's frustrating. But we will deal with that later. First, we will go in here and besiege some of these lands. Mother is coming too. As long as England is in a civil war, I'm not overly concerned with this right now. But we'll see. We've got a new intrigue lifestyle perk. So, oh, here comes a large English army heading to the south. So, kidnapper. So, enables abduct schemes. Okay, so a large English army is heading south towards us. And they are besieging lands on the Norman coast. I'm not overly concerned with that just yet. We'll wait a little bit, and then we're going to move up north. We're going to meet the English in the field here, because we're going to win this siege in less than a month, whereas that's still going to take them over a year. Every nook and cranny. A dark night can truly make the shadows in my castle's hallways come alive. The perceived risk for unsanctioned visitors rise ever higher for every unguarded corner spotted. If I alone can see this many faults, imagine what more people with similar perspective could do. We'll hire a group of discreet agents. My perspective alone is enough. Improve defenses. Yes, we'll do that. And at a time of war, spending that much money is not a wise endeavor. That battle won, or that siege won, we will head up north here and face the English. Got more men-at-arms to counter, but we have the superior military force. We catch them before they leave. Come on. No. Can we catch them? Ah, they have been engaged in battle. And we will come in and swing this to our favor. And now we will head down to Sablé and continue with the siege. That was a huge victory against the English there in the field. A secret exposed. A secret truth has reached the light of day. My vassal Mayor Simon has an extramarital affair with my vassal Mayor Etiennette. This crime cannot go unpunished. These accusations are naught but malice and lies. So basically, they really hate us. No. That's not the smart one. Secret exposed. My vassal, Mayor Simon, has brought forward undeniable evidence that Lothaire was fathered by none other than him. Who would have known? Well, apparently everyone. A small English army has landed now, and they are heading straight towards Saumur. Not really worried about that. We're going to win that siege up here. And now with that army, we will head down south here and see if we can take care of that very small English force. In the meantime, I really hope... Of course, they're going to break off the siege. You know what? No. We're going to go back here. We're going to siege that down and have our allies maybe take care of the English, which they will. In the field across the river, another excellent victory. Now here we've got 4 months left on this siege. They are chasing him. Are they going to invade England? That would be bold. Though I wouldn't mind that per se. So less than a month to go here. And some of our ancestral lands will, hopefully, this will be enough, come back into our hands. Finally, 100 years after this series began. 86 there. So that is not enough war score to get that done. All right, so now what do we do? I think we need to, do we need to invade England? Join our allies? Why not? Let's head in to England itself. A French invasion of England, which was something historically that was attempted more than once, or at least planned more than once. Never quite came off, obviously. Unless, of course, you count William the Conqueror himself, which was a French invasion that did succeed. They may actually win this war before we even get there. Our allies are strong enough. And they have. So we will enforce the demands and disband our military. Excellent. So now we are, of course, above our domain limit. And we can look at granting the county of Zaragoza to someone. We will grant this title to our son, Fulk. The county of Zaragoza is now his. And with that, we can actually change the duchy and grant that to... discovered Count Gilbert's inherited contract obliges him to more than you have collected. Time is wrong. Count Gilbert's feudal taxes to you are increase. Time to right this wrong. So we will grant Fulk the title of Duke of Aragon, and he can start ruling down there. Now we've also still hold too many duchies. But there's nobody really I want to give any of that to. We are told that we are low county control in Zaragoza. How is that looking? All right, we're good there, but in men, we need to increase the county control there. Excellent. Titles that can be created. The Duchy of Anjou can be created. Of course, this, you know, hurts us in the sense of it adds another duchy. But it's kind of, it's the family thing. And I don't like the penalty for too many duchies, but this is something we've been wanting to do for an incredibly long time. And now we finally have the Duchy of Anjou as part of our lands. We can see here the Duchy of Anjou. We still have the Duchy of Berry, which at this point I wouldn't mind giving Berry away and maybe even Champagne. But finding people for that, that'll be the key thing. I'm okay with granting it. If I had more children, I would absolutely grant them duchy titles, but I don't as of yet. So that's something I need to think about, which to give up. I'll keep Normandy for sure. I'll keep Anjou for sure. And then eventually we can also go back to war with England yet again for the remaining lands, and then finally get them out of our lands completely. We can station a men-at-arms regiment, I think, still. Let's take a look here where we might have room. Ah, yes, in Le Mans. So we will station them in Le Mans, our armored horsemen. More and more wide-eyed servants seek me out, claiming to have seen my father Duke Fulk walking the halls. Can find no rest, my lord. That is why he walks to the place of his demise. Stop this nonsense. He is dead and gone. So, dismiss servants' fear. We'll have someone look into this. No, this is nonsense. My father is dead, and do not speak of such things to me. I think it is time to reward our old mentor, Gerard de Luxembourg, our fantastic spy master, to give him the Duchy of Berry, to make him a duke. He becomes our vassal. Nothing really changes there. It does hurt a little bit, stress because we were greedy. But the loyalty of our spy master and having someone we truly trust get the title of Berry, I like that. He has no children. So actually, the funny thing there is we would get it back upon his passing at this point. We still have one more duchy to give away. The Duchy of the Champagne. And here, too, I would like to find someone who is very, very loyal. Well, I'm going to delay that decision a little bit. However, what I will do in the meantime is this woman has been a thorn in my side for ever and a day. And I think it is time to revoke her titles because she is more or less as an act of tyranny. I guess we can't. Gotta wait until she creates a new faction against us. We'll have to wait and see. So we can pass absolute crown authority at this point. So, vassal taxes up 35%, vassal levy contribution up 35%. Of course, all the vassals will lose opinion of us. Vassals cannot wage any war unless they use a hook. Rulers can designate their heir. Clan government vassals, it doesn't matter, from previous levels, can change between all available succession laws. That's... I don't know if we really want to upset the apple cart quite that extremely at this point. That didn't go too well for the King of England, King of France, when we dealt with him. We're going to wait a little bit there. I think at this point, if we take a look at vassals, a lot of vassals have very low opinion of him. So what we're going to do here is sort by people who don't like us. So there's Earl Richard of Rouen and Count de Nice. Then we have Troyes. So powerful vassal here. What we're going to do is... let's try... We can't sway him because he's a child. All right, so we can't do that. Countess Esclamande of Troyes. Try to sway her. And just start getting some of these vassals more on our side. How long is that truce with England? For 4 more years, 1175. And at that point, we will wage war against England to take the rest of the lands. King Julien of France has invited us to a grand wedding. Cowardly King Henri, I am delighted to invite you to celebrate the marriage of Elisanda de Hauteville and I in Ile-de-France. So you, 49, are marrying the 16-year-old King Julien of France. You know what? We will join you. We need a new caravan master. Mabu would be an excellent caravan master. We will appoint you. There's a medium chance 1 danger location. We're not going to worry about that. Mercenary guards. I'm not really too worried about that. And we will join the grand wedding. And we will have the French King's grand wedding in the next episode. If you enjoyed this one, as always, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to not miss out on anything new here on the channel. Until next time, I'm Ramboulder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.